quality of our classrooms depends on the ability of our teachers. We need a new national effort to improve professional development so that teachers can support one another by sharing the best practices and improving their knowledge and skills. Often the best strategies for enhancing teaching and learning are developed when teachers are given the time, resources, and support they need to collaborate with and learn from each other. We can also support better programs to provide for teacher mentoring. We can offer a contract to our young college graduates telling them that they commit to the proud profession of teaching in the nation's schools will release them from some of their staggering debt of college loans that too often dictates their choice of careers. Clearly, we must also do more to truly leave no child behind. The reforms contained in the No Child Behind charted a sound course for the future of American education, but it's time for us to reshape our commitment to that goal, to ensure that providing a quality education to every child is a national obligation that America finally lives up to. Sadly, the law has become an empty slogan for this administration. For many of us in Congress, and I know for many of you, leaving no child behind was a moral commitment long before President Bush signed a law 4 years ago. It's an expression of our basic values, that we're willing to make the tough choices and the hard sacrifice to create excellent schools, because our schools are the gateways to opportunity and success for every child. No matter what your background, your country of origin, or the neighborhood in which you live, everyone counts and should have the best possible education. Our children are America's future, and by investing in them, we will be a stronger, better, fairer nation too. This administration has yet to learn these lessons. They continue to underfund the law by nearly $56 billion since its enactment. Time and time again, they've proven they're more interested in admonishing our public schools than improving them. Just this week, they joined Republicans in Congress to renew calls for a private school voucher program that would deny our public schools more of the resources they need to improve. Hello? One more time. The timing is especially outrageous when the President's Department of Education has just released new research showing that public schools are doing just as well at educating students as private schools. $14 million children come to school hungry every day, and 13 million struggle with their families in poverty. Almost 1/3 of high school students in America don't complete their courses and are left behind on graduation day. The nation's founders understood the enduring truth behind the No Child Left Behind Act. John Adams emphasized that education of the people was necessary for the preservation of their rights and liberties when he drafted the Massachusetts Constitution in 1780, and we never have forgotten it. It's time to reclaim that right and rekindle that spirit. Every young American should have the opportunity to learn in a good school, go on to college, and become an active and informed member of our society. We must make greater progress, too, in providing good health care for all Americans. The current system is both a moral and economic failure, and it's failing more and more children each year. Every year, 2 270,000 children with asthma never see a doctor. Among the industrial nations of the world, the U.S. ranks 25th in infant mortality. It's time for change. Sick children cannot learn in school, and sick workers cannot do their best on the job. Another critical part of our commitment to American children is helping working families struggling to make ends meet. The fundamental promise of the American dream is that hard work will allow you to succeed in building a better life for your family. Fortunately, in the Bush economy, American dream has become a false hope for far too many working families. Americans are working harder than ever, but they're not reaping the benefits. Productivity has increased by 18% since this president took office, but average wages for working families are stagnant, and the minimum wage remains stuck at $5.15 an hour. You know and I know who these minimum wage workers are. They're men and women of dignity. They are men and women of dignity. They're men and women that take pride in their job. It may be that they work as a nurse's aide and looking after our elderly in the nursing homes, or perhaps even as an assistant in some of our schools, or cleaning out the great buildings of American commerce, but they're men and women of dignity. This is a women's issue, because the great majority of minimum wage workers are women. 67% are women. It's a children's issue, because the majority of those women have children. So it's a women's issue, a children's issue, a family issue, a values issue. We hear a great deal about values in the United States Congress. Increasing the minimum wage is a values issue. It's a women's issue, a children's issue, a values issue. It's a civil rights issue, because so many of those that work at the minimum wage are men and women of color. And most of all, my friends, it's a fairness issue. And if you work 40 hours a week, 52 weeks of the year, in the richest, most prosperous nation of the world, you should not live in poverty. On these and so many other issues, it's essential you make your voices heard. We know these battles are not easily won, but nothing worthwhile is. So you can count me in. You can count me in to call on America, to show the world that we will stay true to our values of fairness. You can count me in to work and see that every American who works hard and plays by the rules will have a chance at the American dream. You can count me in to work to see that no child left behind receives the funding and is improved to help teachers succeed, thrive, and deliver on that promise. You can count me in to work to ensure that every family has health insurance. You can count me in to work to see that every worker gets the pension they deserve. I'm committed to doing all I can to address these great national issues and challenges. And I know, as an honorary member of the AFT family, I know we have a chance to work side by side with each of you as part of the great movement to achieve our goals. Will you stand with me? Will you let me stand with you?